Hello friends, today we are going to learn about light and vision. Have you ever seen a blind person? Have you ever thought that with the same eyes that we have, how is he or she unable to see, while we have been gifted with vision? Vision is very important to us, and we can only see something due to light. So light and vision are very closely related. In this chapter, we shall learn about light and its properties under the following topics. As we said before, vision is only possible when there is light. We cannot see in darkness, although there are some unique animals who have vision at night, just like the owl. Human beings cannot see without light. Light rays are typically straight lines that travel in a certain direction. When these rays enter our eyes, we are able to see. There are usually two different kinds of objects: non-luminous objects that do not produce light, and luminous objects that produce some light of their own. Light rays travel in the form of straight lines. A classic example would be to take a stack of cards and make a round hole in the same place across the cards. If you then light a torch behind it, you will see that light passes through all the holes in a straight line. If the holes are not in a straight line, then the light would fail to pass as it gets blocked somewhere in between. A ray of light is therefore a straight line path. A group of rays together make a beam of light. When you see a source of light like a torch, it is usually in a bunch of rays grouped together, forming a beam of light. Light rays do not bend when passing through air or some single transparent material, but they do bend when they pass from a rarer medium like air to a relatively denser medium such as water or glass. See how light passes through a transparent glass of water. Similarly, we enjoy underwater experience because light passes through water. Fishes are able to see due to light passing underwater. However, when light is unable to pass through some medium, it gets reflected on the surface and there is no transmission of light. Light rays get reflected from non-transparent materials such as wood, brick or cement. Such objects are called opaque objects. During reflection, an angle of incidence is created at the point where the rays hit the surface, along with an angle of reflection on the other side of the normal at the point of incidence, as rays are reflected away. The laws of reflection state that the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. Laws of reflection also state that the incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal all lie on the same plane. We see images due to reflection of light. You see your own image in a mirror when you stand in front of it. There is a very interesting aspect of mirror images that you might have noticed. The right side of the object appears on the left, and the left side of the object appears on the right. See how the boy's left side appears on the right and the right side on the left? This property of images is called lateral inversion. Another property of a mirror image is that distance between the object and the mirror is equal to the distance between the image and the mirror. Same is also true when you see images of clouds and the sky on water. The distance of the image from the surface is equal to the distance of the sky from the surface of reflection. The human eye cannot see images without reflection. Reflection can be different on plane and rough surfaces. On irregular surfaces, light rays are reflected in different directions. This is called irregular or diffuse reflection. Image formation on a plane mirror is an important concept that we need to learn about in this chapter. Light is necessary for images to be formed on plane mirrors. Let's look at a flower vase that does not produce its own light. Image formation takes place when light from electric bulbs in the room or the sun reflects on its surface and enters the eye. The image is created at a different point of intersection where all the reflected rays meet. When the reflected rays actually meet, we call it a real image. In this case, the rays appear to meet behind the mirror and the image is therefore called a virtual image. Plane mirrors generally form virtual images. Do remember that reflected light can be reflected repeatedly, and in this way, multiple images may be created. Have you ever played with a kaleidoscope? It is an interesting application of multiple reflection, where several mirrors are placed at an angle to produce multiple images, creating numerous beautiful patterns. This brings us to the end of our first session on light.